Hi internet people and cream puffs. This My Kind of Recaps is all about Carmilla Season 3, Act 2. Okay, there are lots of feels, so I'm going to get into it, and I'm going to hope that I stay in chronological order, except I do jump around a little bit whenever I talk about Carmilla, because I get excited and then blah 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 blah. Okay, so we got episodes 18 to 24, and we started exactly where we stopped in Act 1. So Maddie has appeared, and they're like, how did Maddie get here? Laura thinks they screwed up the summoning, and then they find out that Maddie is the vessel for the god of death, because all souls who have died belong to her, and she's using Maddie as like her correspondent. So like the god of death is in Maddie, but Maddie isn't entirely there. It's a very complex Cheshire Cat-esque poofing situation. But Maddie is there on behalf of the god. And she's like, oh, well, hello, I'm here to make a deal, because they need the locket for one of the talismans to stop the Dean. But she's like, we're going to play a game. And they're like, a game? Yes, this is a let's play a game situation. So the wager involves playing a game, but Laura gets to pick the game, and she agrees to challenge Maddie to a game of Scrabble. Yes, Scrabble. They do some, like, Maddie looks like she's doing pretty good, and then all of a sudden Laura plays an epic word and takes the victory, gets the locket. Maddie tries to trick her into playing for a much larger prize, and Carmilla is like, no, please, no, Laura, no. So Carmilla talks Laura out of playing additional games, and then Maddie's like, well, you need the fourth talisman, like, you have the other two, and the locket now, you need the last one. And the last one happens to be the heart of the human member of the board, who is Vordenberg, who's dead. Yeah, that goes over real well when Maddie's like, you killed him? Like, you don't have it. You literally brought the Dean into power, and now you don't even have the talisman that you need. And so Laura leaves super upset, and then Maddie and Carmilla are talking, and we find out that Maddie feels like super alone, because when she's not here, like in this realm, she's just in the dark by herself. And there's no one to talk to. There's no one there, which is so sad. So sad. It is super sad. Okay. In the next episode, well, along in the next bit of stuff, Laura's dealing with the fact that they can't get all of the parts and pieces that they need for the Dean, so they don't know what they're going to do, and then Papa Hollis comes in and reveals that he is going to go, which is crazy. Like, I had not expected Papa Hollis to go, but he and Bob, the giant, are going to go off and get the police and anyone who can help Laura, because he knows that she's not going to stop. And then he tells this super sweet, like, and super tragic story about them getting into a car accident when she was 6, and the car flipped over because someone took a turn too fast, and he broke both of his legs, and instead of getting out of the car and saving herself, Laura stayed in the car and rolled down the windows and just kept screaming until someone came and saved them. And the paramedics said that if Laura hadn't done, like, the rolling down the window thing, that her dad probably would have died. And so he knows, like, he can't protect her all the time, but he wants to help her, and to help her he needs to go. So he's gonna go with Bob. But, like, he and Laura have a huge hug, and it's super emotional, and oh my gosh, if you watch the You Now, everyone was getting emotional. And then Carmilla comes in, and Papa Hollis tells her to take care of Laura, and they shake on it. Yes, they shake on it, and then he goes, and so he leaves, and then he gives Laura this, like, device. It's a secret project, and then bear spray. Lots of bear spray. And so, like, Laura is coping with the fact that her dad just left, and then Carmilla comes back in. A little while later, there is a stop. There's a little cut card, Bob, that says, no, you're crying. And Carmilla comes in and brings her the TARDIS mug, which presumably has cocoa in it. That's what I was thinking. And then Carmilla, like, they're gonna talk. And then no talking. Making out happens. Yeah, with epic sex hair. Yes. So yeah, that happens. Then, Carmilla and Laura are trying to figure out what to do with the Dean, because they still don't know how to get the Dean out of Perry, and they're like, what? And so they're like working out plans together. One involved lots of death plans from Carmilla, and Laugh is not having it. Laugh wants to use a shock collar to subdue the Dean, and then Laura used the sock puppets. Yes, the sock puppets are back, and it is beautiful. Laura is suggesting, like, Dean therapy with Puppet Dean and Puppet Laura, I believe. So yeah, that happens. They, like, don't decide on a plan. They're not really sure what they're gonna do. And then Jeep shows up and is like, I know how you can do it. There can be an exorcism. And you're like, what, what? He's like, found some ritual that they can use to get the Dean out of Perry. They're like, okay. They would have to get the Dean, which is another problem. They haven't really, like, super worked out. And then, while they're trying to figure that out, Carmilla and Laura start talking about their relationship, and then they decide, like, they're going to be more than just friends with benefits. They're going to be friends with Anyway, they start making out in a chair, and then Laugh appears with the dean, and they're like, I got Perry. How? I don't know. There were elephant tranquilizers involved, and yeah, there's a circle, and they're gonna contain the dean, and the dean is unconscious for a very long time, and they're like trying to figure out what to do, and they have to get the supplies for the thing, and so like they have the dean trapped, and when the dean wakes up, she's basically just being a jerk and like telling them awful things, like trying to get them to break the circle that she's trapped in, so she insults. Like Laugh has this really emotional, like just talking to Perry inside the dean moment that is beautiful and so sad, because she says like, because they say, wow, I like in my head was like Perry is talking, but no, Laugh is talking. Whew, sorry about that. Laugh, they are talking. Perry / the dean is still unconscious. Anyway, so woof, all of the told you, excited and confused. So Laugh is talking about how the voice will make you feel small, and like don't, because you're the biggest like person I know, and so they're super upset and like trying to talk to Perry, but Perry is not present. And then when the dean does wake up, she's like super, like she's like taunting them, trying to get everybody to get her out, and then manages to get Laura to spit cookies up. Yeah, she's like eating cookies, and it's like bleh. So we have no idea, because there's like no dialogue for parts of that, but the dean is being a super jerk. And then they're like trying to figure out what's going on, and then Maddie shows up and talks to the dean, and the two of them talk about how like the dean had power, it was taken away, and then she used it to like, she like worked her way back up and was like trying to power again, all of this stuff, like not full plan, but like Maddie had to die to open a seal, and like I was taking power back because the people who stopped me took my power, and very, very big power speech. And Carmilla inadvertently winds up talking about the talismans, and the dean figures out where they are, and then all of a sudden Danny and Theo are there because the dean used this as a giant setup. And so Danny attacks Carmilla, and like Laura is out of the room, but like Danny has Carmilla, and Theo lets the dean out, and she tells Theo where to get the amulets, and like Laura comes in, and Laugh is still gone, which is good, because at least Laugh is safe. But like a huge fight breaks out, epic fight scene. There's an epic fight scene where like Danny actually like hits Theo a couple times, and then everyone is fighting everyone, and like the dean has force grip and is fighting Laura, and Danny and Carmilla are going at each other, and Theo is still there and fighting, and I don't know if Theo is alive or not. He was down a lot. Carmilla totally got burned on the sword again, but the dean was about to get all the talismans, and then Laura got them and was still fighting, and I'm like, Laura, stop fighting the dean is a god. Oh my god. And then all of a sudden Laura poofs, just poof, gone, and is in a very dark and cobwebby library. No idea. No one knows where Laura is. Not even Laura knows where Laura is. So I have no idea. Past, present, alternate dimension, I don't know. But Laura has just gone poof. Just poof. All the poof. Yeah. No idea. No idea. But yeah, it was crazy. There were a lot of feels. The YouNow was full of feels. There's a lot happening, and it's Act 2, and now I'm like, there's only one act left. Only one act left. I'm not ready. I'm not prepared. I'm not ready. I'm so not ready. I'm just not. I'm totally gonna rewatch this season. I'm gonna rewatch the season, totally, but I also really need to rewatch this act, because I know that I watched it, and then I watched parts of it again to do this video, and I'm like, oh, I just need to watch it again. It was really good. There's so much happening. There was a lot of Holstein time. Yeah, there was a lot. And Laugh is epic. I can't believe Caitlin Alexander picked up Annie Briggs. Like, kudos to them for that lift. So Caitlin Alexander has guns, like hardcore guns of steel, because that was awesome. I can't pick up another human being. I can't do what? But yeah, epicness. They were epic. All the epic. And that scene with Annie Briggs and Caitlin was so touching. Just, there was a lot of like super emotional moments, but I felt like Laugh hadn't really gotten like a solid moment to talk about Perry or to like have Perry feels. And this was that moment where they were like really, really trying to connect with Perry and tell her how much they miss her. So kudos to Caitlin. They did a really good job and it made me smile and also cry. So everyone made me cry, okay? Everyone. I hate crying. Makes my eyes puffy. And I actually might be allergic to my own tears because my eyes like swell really bad when I cry. It's not pretty. It's just not. Anyway, you should definitely watch this set of episodes. If not, well, you should. You should also watch the You Now. I can't even talk today. I already like scrambled up Perry and Laugh, and now I can't even say words. Anyway. Alrighty, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also share your Carmilla thoughts with me below or on Twitter. But below is also good. I'm at CluffNotes on Twitter. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of me. You can also find me on my blog, cluffnotes.wordpress.com. I write for the Nerdy Girl Express, thenerdygirlexpress.com, or on their Snapchat, the Nerdy Girl EXP, and I post recipes on the iZombie Support Group site, iZombieSupportGroup.com. Bye, Internet people.